Did you notice Miley Cyrus's hairstyle and devil horns during her VMA performance? Did you notice Robin Thicke joined her to sing his song Blurred Lines? Get it? Crossing the line? Blurring the line between what's right and what's wrong? It was the theme song for this Disney devil demonic dirtbag singing stripper butch blonde blabbermouth Baphomet worshipping bottom feeding bimbo white trash witches Illuminati indoctrination of her millions of preteen fans into twerking. Formerly a stripper move, but now something this Illuminati idol of evil just taught your 10-year-old daughter, along with the dancing teddy bears that joined her on stage. P.S. in the song, "We Can't Stop," she also promotes snorting cocaine and popping ecstasy. The 2013 edition of the VMAs was not about music. It wasn't even about the symbolism. It was basically MTV saying, there's nothing to celebrate in pop music this year. But here's an awkward, cringeworthy display of everything that is wrong with the entertainment industry today. It was about promoting major artists and their newest albums, but mostly it was about providing a shocking moment that would get mass media talking for days, and Miley Cyrus proved it. Miley Cyrus's display at the VMAs was qualified by many as trashy and embarrassing. It was indeed a strange sight to see. It was as if she was doing it on purpose to embarrass herself. Well, here's a moment of clarity. It was done on purpose, and more so, it was all staged. People commenting on Miley Cyrus appear to forget one thing, one massive detail. There is an enormous marketing machine behind Miley Cyrus, and there always was. Miley's image has been heavily marketed by Disney since the days she took on the role of Hannah Montana, a girl who appropriately enough had a stage alter persona with a different wig. Hannah Montana products often had butterflies on them, a slick reminder of how she was a Disney programming slave. Until 2013, Miley was assigned with Hollywood Records, a record label that was founded by Michael Eisner, the CEO of Disney. Hollywood Records also owns other child stars such as Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, and the Jonas Brothers. Every artist in the record label has a carefully crafted image to be marketed to its target public. Miley is now working with Britney Spears' ex-manager Larry Rudolph and signed with RCA Records, one of the biggest music labels in the world that owns the likes of Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and Keisha. As a product of a Mickey Mouse programming, Miley underwent a classic good girl gone bad treatment. Once a good wholesome daddy's girl, Miley has turned into a bratty sex freak who keeps sticking out her tongue and twerking for no reason. While most people are probably tisking at Miley, they don't realize that this whole thing coincided with the release of her new album, and that it was all ordered by her handlers. In other words, she was selected and programmed to be this year's main example of good girl gone bad, a process the occult elite wants the public to constantly witness. They want the masses to see innocence and wholesomeness turn into sleaze and trash. They want pop culture and the youth in general to follow the same process. While alchemy is about turning stone into gold, the masses are made to witness the opposite process. Miley's VMA performance is about a child star who was beloved by millions of young people, showing what the industry has done to her. It is about shattering the innocence of her fans by having them witness her metamorphosis into one giant sex-obsessed caricature. I'm using the word caricature because it is safe to say that Miley was not 100% herself during the VMAs. Her over-sexualized demeanor was characteristic of a beta programming slave who had the switch turned on. It was, however, not only about being overtly sexual, it was also, and mostly, about being annoying and embarrassing herself, as if it was a sick, humiliating ritual. Dressed in style to look like a bratty child jumping around with giant teddy bears, Miley's performance was all about getting a negative reaction from the public, while continuing the ongoing agenda of sexualizing everything that is related to childhood. Things got even stranger when Robin Thicke came out to perform Blurred Lines. As its name somewhat stipulates, that song blurs the line between being a flirty and all-out creepy. Its video has a strange handler-slave vibe, where Robin Farrell and T.I. are sharply dressed while the women dancing around them are completely naked and being sung lines such as, "You're an animal." While Blurred Lines appears to be nothing more than a fun and sexy video, the fact that the singers are fully dressed while the models are completely naked denotes a strong relationship of dominance. Forcing slaves to be naked while the masters are dressed is a classic psychological ploy to make slaves feel powerless, vulnerable, and inferior. It is therefore not a coincidence that Miley sang this particular song during the VMAs. Her whole act goes with the spirit of the song, and like in the video, there's a handler-slave relationship going on during the performance. During Blurred Lines, Miley acted like a true beta programming slave, while Robin acted like a handler. His strange suit featured a dualistic pattern that is used during the programming actual MK slaves. There was also something strange about seeing 20-year-old girl dressed to look younger, rubbing herself on this 36-year-old married man. As Miley was going crazy on stage, shots of the audience revealed how it was not amused. Facial expressions were ranging from shock to despair to what the fuck. One could almost feel the hate emanating from the room and the entire nation while she was performing. And that is exactly what Miley's handlers wanted. Miley was primed and set up to take the fall. She was even ridiculed during the intro of her own performance. The MTV Awards needed its trademark shock, and the industry needed its sacrificial lamb to keep its sick, occult MK Ultra system going. The one-eyed pedo bear shirt she had on told her entire story. Basically told the world who was behind this staged false flag event. While the controversy around Miley might help her sell more records for a while, the ongoing public humiliation that is forced on her by her handlers will most likely lead to some kind of meltdown in the future. In an article published in 2011, Miley's father, Billy Ray Cyrus, stated that her handlers, that's the word he used, cut him out of the loop and told him to mind his own business. Like other industry slaves, Miley has no contact with her family. In the interview, Billy Ray added that Satan was attacking his family, that he was afraid to see her go down the same tragic path as Anna Nicole Smith, who was a beta kitten slave, and Michael Jackson, who was killed by the industry. This performance and the public backlash that followed is proof of the tight control the industry has on its slaves. I'm pretty sure that deep down inside, Miley knew that this is all ridiculous and embarrassing, but there's nothing she can do about it. While mass media backlash against Miley Cyrus is solely directed at Miley Cyrus, the big picture is completely being missed or ignored. If observers and critics took their faces out of her bony behind and took a step back, they would maybe see what is truly happening. Miley Cyrus is more than ever owned and controlled by an enormous machine. Her image, her music, and her performance is fully determined by her handlers. For some sick reason, she was chosen this year to embarrass herself and to traumatize all of the young people who grew up watching her. Miley was offered as a sacrifice to the public while adding to the complete breakdown of popular culture. Her performance was choreographed and staged to be as annoying and distasteful as possible, from the bratty hair to the unflattering outfit to the constant sticking out of the tongue to the obsession with twerking without having the physical attributes to pull it off. It was all planned to piss the world off. While the masses are laughing and pointing at Miley Cyrus, those who handle her are laughing and pointing to the masses because they're falling right into this sick humiliation process. While I'm not looking to add to the Miley Cyrus noise, someone needs to say it. She's a puppet, and we need to look at those who are pulling the strings. We also need to look at what they are doing to people such as Miley Cyrus, and more importantly, to our youth in general. This is not about a single girl who lost her way. It's about a system making the world lose its way.